a lot of physical things, but as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. You may have lost a lot of physical things, but so long as you are alive, you haven't lost everything. When the battle chooses you, God fights for you, is with you, and He will show Himself mighty. People may strip you of what you have, but so long as they have not stripped you of your life, there is still hope for you. Hello and welcome to another episode of Tuesdays with the Ambassador of Hope. Episode number 91. What a pleasure, what a joy it is to come your way today. I know there are several things you could have done, but thank you for partnering with me. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for learning. Listen, the feedback has been amazing. We've started a brand new series. Actually, it's not brand new. We are way up into that. This is, I think, the fourth one or so. And we're dealing with managing your life. Managing your life. This is very, very, very important, because if you don't manage your life, someone or something will manage it. And they'll manage it the way they want, not how you want it. So you know something? Touch somebody. Pick up your tablet. And remember, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. I told you to just go to TikTok and all of these things. We are right there. Please let's do that on Instagram, Ofosu-Appiah official, and then the Ambassador of Hope. Can we do that whilst I welcome some people? Rampi, Nanaya Bodu from Ottawa, God bless you. Yvonne Hotto, good evening to you. My own evangelist, Josephine Echa Boate, and our own Ransford Sampene, God richly bless you. The Honorable Adom Eje Echampon, God richly bless you. Enoch Shepherd, Nano say, God richly bless you. Thank you so much, Reverend Prophet Dennis Kojon Shra Morrison. Thank you so much. All the way from Minneapolis, Minnesota, is Ethel Afrane. Ethel, God richly bless you. Julia, giving him all the glory. Thank you for coming up tonight from Stockholm in Sweden. Joseph and Mavis Gabra. God bless all of you. God bless you all. God bless you all. Thank you. Thank you so much. We're just going to get into business. Please share. Pick up your tablets and share whilst I check out some more. I check out some more people. Wise the Maker. Thank you. Thank you so much. Reverend Eric Vanderpoy. God bless. God bless you so much. Francis Agbeko, all the way from Takoradi. God bless. The Honorable Nana Nimo. Nana, happy anniversary last week. God richly bless you so much. 10 years. Nana has done so much. Nana Jo has done so much. Just bearing up with you. But we are so proud of you. Let the rest of the journey be great. Enjoy it. God richly bless you. You're a wonderful couple. God richly bless you. Cynthia, woman of God, how are you? I trust you and all the children are doing very well. God bless you. My own brother, Gabon D. Ofosu-Appiah. Bob, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you right here. And our YouTube crowd, where my YouTube crowd is. I want to find my YouTube crowd. How are you all? I hope you are all doing fine. Right here, all of you. Listen, let's go right into business today. Let's go right. It's going to be popping. It's going to be amazing. Let's do it. Like I said, we've been doing this life-changing series, Managing Your Life. Managing Your Life. Very, very important. Listen, it was General Napoleon who said that politics is too important to be left in the hands of politicians. I want to borrow it and reword it. That life is too important to be left to chance. Never forget that. Don't leave your life to chance. Don't ever leave your life to chance. It's so important that you get that. Don't ever leave your life to chance. Listen, you have to be intentional in making your life count. Never forget that. God gave you life and you must make something out of it. Very, very, very important. Then we've been looking at a few things to help you manage your life effectively. We built a platform, we built a foundation, and we started by talking about the fact that you must define your life. You must you must define your life. You must deny something. You must determine all of these D's within that. Then we went into other matters, other steps that you've got to take. Then we came last week to a very important aspect of managing your life, and that is how you can manage this emotion called anger. The feedback has been amazing. Anger is a normal emotion. Anger can be a natural emotion, but anger doesn't have to become a weapon. And it's one of the weapons that when you deploy, it destroys the one that deployed it. I'm sure by now, I've got a lot of testimonies. Thank you for being vulnerable. Thank you for telling me the truth. And today, we're going to go right into business. We are going to consider, in the managing your life, we are going to look at what I consider to be probably the greatest gift that the Creator ever gave to you and I. And yet, it happens to be one of the most used or the most underused gifts ever given to us. If you're going to manage your life effectively, if you're going to finish your life without regrets, don't forget what we are doing, what we are addressing today. I hope your eyes will open. I hope a holy fire will come out of your heart. I know some fire will come out of your belly to determine that, whoa, I have to manage my life by managing this thing, this commodity called time. Time. If you are determined to manage your life, then first of all, learn to manage your time. If you are going to manage your life, manage this thing called time. Many times we've heard about time management, but it's life management. Because if you manage time well, you will handle life well. The greatest man never to be president of America. Did you hear me? I said the greatest man never to be president of America, a diplomat, an inventor, Benjamin Franklin. Everybody in America, citizen, you've heard or you've read about or said about Benjamin Franklin. He said this. He said, do you love life? Do you love life? Then don't squander time, for it is the stuff that life is made of. Wow. Do you love life? Then don't squander, do not squander time, for it is the stuff that life is made of. One of the greatest ways that people squander their life, squander great opportunities, destroy relationships, is they squander time. They misuse time. And the truth is that people are very notorious about the improper use of this blessing called time. Have you realized that when somebody commits a crime or something and they put the person in prison, they say he's doing time. Have you thought about it? It's doing time. You are giving part of your life in exchange for the crime. When somebody commits a capital offense, like they end somebody's life, murder, they've cut that person's time short, so they put you two in there for the whole time of your life. That is the time that you cut short. You are also going to live out incarcerated. I've traveled extensively. I've observed extensively all over the world on continents. And I realized that many cultures, many nations are in the terrible and poor and appalling state that they are in. Not because of some past atrocities, but because of the lack of appreciation of time. Any culture, any nation, any system that has no appreciation and respect for time don't break through. Time is very important. If you are going to manage your life, then my friend, learn to manage your time. I have a question for you. If somebody gave you these two things and asked you which one would you save, I'm going to give it to you. Which one would you choose? If somebody gave you money or time and said save one and use it, which one would you use? I know because we are talking about time, you say, oh, time. But I realize that some people will readily choose money. But smart people, forward-thinking people, transgenerational people, breakthrough people, people who think ahead will readily choose time because it's important. If you have a lot of money, but you don't have time, you are a poor person. Oh, yes. If you have a lot of money, no matter how, you could be a trillionaire and you don't have any time. Let me unpack it for you to understand. Let's say, for example, you are a billionaire, multi-billionaire. Let's play the word. You are swimming in money. You have more money than 1 million people can live on in 1 million lifetimes. You have a lot of money. But your doctor tells you, you have just 1 week to live. Trust me, you have money, but you're not a rich person. The anxiety alone can kill you. Listen, I'm saying that because when you lose money, you can regain lost money. When you make money mistakes, you can correct them. But when you make time mistakes, unless there's God's intervening grace in your life, those time mistakes are made forever. And the truth is that you can convert time to anything that you want. I realize that in most instances, almost all instances, we pray. I tell people, listen, stop praying to God. God, give me money. You will not wake up any morning. I don't care the miracle. I don't know. There could be exceptions. But I don't think you wake up and there are dollars and pounds and nairas and cedis and euros all over your house because you prayed for money and God has blessed you. No. What God gives to you is time. And He adds talent, abilities to it. And then He sits back to see whether you convert the time and the gifts and the things and make them into money. Never forget that. God gives you time and then you convert the time to money. He gives you time, then you convert the time into relationships. Relationships will cost you time. If you want to be a friend, please don't sit back and be at the receiving end, expecting a phone call all the time. I know people who say, I'm lonely. No, and you ask them, who have you connected? Who have you? I don't call people. I say, we're not very good at phone. I don't even return calls. Blah, blah, blah. No doubt. No doubt. Listen, it's a two-way affair. Never forget that. Use your time to build meaningful relationships. Invest in people's lives. Call people up. Find people. Because a day will come, people of God, when all the things that you have acquired will not be able to laugh with you. God gives us time. And we trade that time to acquire education. And out of that, we get good jobs. That is why you invest time in school, in education, all the way from pre-K to primary school, to middle school, to high school, to college, to you name it. You do that. So therefore, I am saying in this episode, I'm not going to bore you. I'm going straight to the point. Be wise in your management of time. Be wise in your management of time. Let me tell you something. Every minute, every second that you have, every nanosecond is a very, very valuable resource. But the scary part of it is that it's a valuable resource that is irreplaceable. It is a limited resource. It cannot be recycled. Manage time wisely. Manage time wisely, my friend. I know some of you pray. Prayer is good. But after all your prayers, and you sit down and time goes away, how would your prayers work for you? Why is time important? Somebody asked me the other day. Why is time so important? Now I'm going to just give one reason. Just one reason. The number one reason why you should not or never belittle the importance of time is this. Life is short. I put that right there for you. Life is short. A few years ago, I was a teenager. I couldn't care less. I was a happy-go-lucky guy. I never thought, I would turn 20. I never thought I would turn 30. I never thought I would turn 40. I never thought I would turn 50. I never thought I would turn 60. Now, 70 is staring at me in the face. Time waits for no man. Never forget that. Listen, I know you are beautiful. I know you have all the gadgets. I know you have the lashes. I know you have the haircut. I know you have the clothing. I know you have the red bottoms. I know you have the everything, the pumps, everything. But let me tell you something. A day will come, the wise man says the day will come, that even your teeth, your grinders, will not be able to eat like you want to eat. It's a fact, my friend. It's a fact. Listen, let's look at, Moses was a wise man. Moses, one of the great leaders ever. He led a mega church. At least 3 million people in his church. At the point he was about to die, he was working too much until he learned the art of delegation to raise up multiple levels of leaders and managers in his church. In his last prayer, last contemplation that was recorded, it's recorded in the book of Psalms, Psalm 90. And I want to show you. We're going to read verse 5 and 6, then we'll read verse 12. If you have some time, read the whole thing. But listen to what Moses said. I'm reading from the Passion Translation. He said, one day, we will each be swept away into the sleep of death. I don't care who you are, whether you are tall or short, black, white, striped, polka dot, whatever you are. One day, there's an appointment you will keep. You will not break it. It is called death. You and I don't know that day, but it's going to happen. He says, we glide along through the tides of time. So quickly gone. So you ask, where did time go? Like a dream that fades at dawn. Like glistering grass that springs up in one day and then is dry and withered the next, ready to be cut. You see the analogy? This should scare you, my friend. Not scare. This should concern you about the brevity of life. So in the midst of all the contemplation, Moses sits back and makes a very powerful statement in verse number 12 of Psalm 90. He says to the Lord, and that should be your prayer, teach us to realize the brevity of life so that we may grow in wisdom. Look at that. Teach us to realize, that's what I'm doing, to realize the brevity of life so that we may grow in wisdom. The old King James says, teach us to number our days that we may apply our hearts to wisdom, the brevity of life. This contemplation from the great leader Moses should be enough to let us appreciate and value time. Now, for those of you who need reinforcement, I'm going to just say something to you about the value of time. Listen to this. If you want, let me have a little sip. If you want to know the value of 1 year, you ask a student who failed the final exam. Think about it. If you want to know the value of 1 year, ask the student who failed a final exam and have to take the next year. If you want to know the value of 1 month, ask the mother of a premature baby who gave birth at 8 instead of 9. Ask. If you want to know the value of 1 week, ask the editor of a weekly magazine who is coming so close to the deadline and hasn't finished. If you want to know the value of one day, ask the daily wage worker who didn't get a job for a day but has 4 children to feed. If you want to know the value of 1 hour, ask lovers waiting to meet each other. Can't wait. If you want to know the value of 1 minute, ask that traveler who missed their flight by 1 minute. If you want to know the value of 1 second, ask that driver who survived that accident. If only 1 minute they would have been taken out. Have you considered the value of 1 millisecond? Ask the Olympic medalist who only won a silver medal. The difference between the silver and the gold was a millisecond. 100 meters. And the question that I'm sure you are itching to ask is, Ambassador of Hope, how do I manage my time so I can manage my life? What are some of the things that I need to do? I'm glad you asked. So I'm going to give you a few pointers. It's going to help you manage your time, and on that, you manage your life. And the major foundation upon which I want to build this life management or time management thing is in one word: order. Order. You need to bring order into your space. Because where there's disorder, there's no time management. I beg your pardon. I have learned, I have realized, I've observed that habitually disorderly people tend not to manage their time well. If you look at them, they are always late. If you look at them, they are frantic. They are all over the place. They are never organized. And let me tell you something, my friend. Disorder always comes with a great cost. I'm telling you, disorder, look at God, the creator. That is if you believe in the creation story. In Genesis chapter 1, in the book, the whole world was in chaos. It was in disorder. And God showed us his aversion towards disorder. So he entered into that disorder. And in 5 creative days, he pulled order out of disorder. And when you look at it carefully, you realize that this God understood the principles of order. So he didn't create some things before some things so that there will be disorder. Do you realize that God did not create fish before he created water? No, he created the oceans, water, then he created fish. It's order. He didn't create birds before he thought about trees. No, he created trees, then he made birds. He didn't create man before he thought about a garden. He made a garden, then he brought man. So it is order. And when you look at God's creative efforts, you realize that everything follows orderly. And that is how your life should be. Because when you are disorderly habitually, I am telling you, you are going to pay a price. In fact, there are about 4 costs that disorder can give to you. I'm going to put them out there to help you. Number 1, disorder brings a material cost. Material cost. What do I mean? The cost is seen in things that you lost items. Have you ever looked for your keys and you can't find them? Because you don't have order about putting things at the, I think I've said it here before, EHAH. Everything has a home. I've made up my thing like, whenever I enter my home from my garage, there's a particular place, straight, car keys go there. So when I'm looking for my car keys, unless in very, very, very rare occasions, I know exactly where they are, and there's prediction about that. Lost phones. Sometimes the phones get lost under ladies' handbags. They are holding it and they'll scramble. Sorry, I'm just kidding. Lost jewelry, lost documents, passports. Then travel comes and it's like, oh Lord. Some people actually travel to the airport before they realize they don't have their passports. Material cost, wallets. You know, as a pastor, sometimes there are a lot of things that fascinate me. Like Solomon, who says there's some people that I've seen and the sun. One day I looked into our lost and found a place in church. The ushers have a place where they put all these things. And I actually saw car keys. Somebody saw car keys and home keys. And I wonder, how did they get home? Miracles will never end. Wonders will never end. But disorder brings a number 2, it brings financial cost. Have you realized that some disorder can get you to lose your business? Yes, financial cost. And for those of you who always are late in paying your bills. Have you heard of something called late fees? Totally unnecessary, totally painful, but it's the punishment for disorder. Court fines. Even listen, there are people who out of disorder, they will have to buy new clothing for every occasion and function because they did not order the old ones. Listen, it adds up, my friend. It adds up. So not only there's a material cost or financial cost to disorder, there's also the emotional cost. What do I say that? Why do I say that? Disorder brings stress. Oh yes, it does. Anxiety. Sometimes even marital fights at home. Disorder. And some people the embarrassment that comes from disorder can be palpable. Then there's also the social or the relational cost. Disorder can cost you socially or relational. Because when you are ruled by disorder, you can't even entertain people at home. When people knock on your door at random, it's like, oh, wait, 1 moment. Then they rush and you can hear commotion in the house. It's embarrassment. Some people can't even readily give rides in their car. Because you enter the car, it's like, oh, Tarzan can get easily injured in their car. There are KFC chicken bones on the seat, McDonald's wrappers here, Zaxby's wrapper is here, their old shoes are there, their trainers. It's like, hey, my friend, what's going on with you? Some people may not even want to drink out of glasses in your home because of disorder. Mess. I know I'm being strong, but please forgive me. If I can shock you into order, I'll do it. There's even a career cost. When you have disorder, there's a career cost. What do I mean? Remember that missed appointment? That job that you could have gotten by that interview and you were late and you were blaming the traffic. Leave home. It's better to get there way early and sit and wait and calm down. When I travel to the airport, everybody, my guys who carry me who take me to the airport, they know it. I don't tell them when my flight is. I tell them when I'm leaving home. And when I say I'm leaving home at that time, I am leaving home. With or without you, I will leave you. And sometimes we get there and then I tell them when my flight is like, oh, daddy, no. I do not want stress. I have enough. Pastoring already. Missed deadlines. They are all costly. I tell you this, I'm telling you the truth. Listen, when you're a pastor, sometimes you think you have seen it all, but I'm telling you, you haven't seen them all. One time, I remember clearly, Mommy and I were talking we've been praying with this individual. If you're watching, sorry, I won't mention it. Praying with this individual concerning her immigration interview date, her breakthrough. Mom called, I was right there and asked. She said, oh Lord, I had forgotten the date. Like, is it insanity or witchcraft? Really? OMG. The cost of disorder. So please, order your life. Isn't it intriguing that a dying man was given an instruction to set his house in order? Hezekiah. Isaiah went to him and said, set your house in order, for you are going to die. Man that had a terminal assignment on his life was being instructed to have order. What about you, the living? If you want to manage your life, manage your time. So these are a few areas I want to give to you, about 4 areas, and I'm done today. I'll not take too much of your time. Number 1 thing that I want you to notice and do is to learn to schedule your priorities. Learn to schedule your priorities. Let me hold it there and tell you something. A lot of people prioritize their schedules. No. Schedule your priorities. Schedule your priorities. When I talk about priority, I'm talking about determining what comes before what. When you look at your daily activities and then give attention to first things first. Please, let me say this. Maybe I'll put it down. I don't know. But not everything should be equally important to you. Not everything should be equally important to you. If everything is important, nothing is important. Schedule, my friend. Schedule your priorities. What is important? and what is not. Not everything, not everybody deserves your number one time all the time. Never forget that. Please, my friend, manage your time, then you manage your life. Prioritize your schedules. If you don't do that, somebody will put their thing in there for you. If you don't set your agenda, other people have agenda. I am a victim of that. I'll put it out there on the screen. Not everything should be important to you. If everything is important, then nothing is important. You can't be Mr. Nice Man, Mrs. Nice Woman to everybody. They will take your time and destroy your life. Be a little bit greedy when it comes to that. I know the physician is trying to heal himself. The second thing, I just want to run through this. Know your limitations. Know your limitations. Listen, there's a God in heaven. And the last time I checked, his name was not you. You are not God. It's only our God who is unlimited, who can do all things. And even him. Listen, when people are always pressed for time, it may be that they don't truly appreciate their limitations in respect to time. Last week in our Bible study at church, somebody asked me a particular question about witnessing. And let me show you something in John chapter 7, verse 1 through 8. And I'm going to show that to you through in the New Living Translation, John chapter 7. After this, Jesus traveled around Galilee and wanted to stay out of Judea. He didn't want to go to Judea. Jesus was very strategic. When the Jewish leaders were plotting his death, please don't worry that some of you people are looking for you and you are still playing into their mouth. Be wise. But soon it was time for the Jewish festival of shelters, the Feast of the Tabernacles. And Jesus' brother said to him, leave here and go to Judea. They were goading him, where your followers can see your miracles. You can become famous. You can't become famous if you hide like this. If you can do such wonderful things, show yourself to the world. The brothers, they were being sarcastic because the Bible says even his brothers didn't believe in him. So they were just goading him. They were pushing him to do things. Listen to the reply of that master from Galilee. Now is not the right time for me to go. Now is not the right time for me to go. You can go anytime. The world can't hate you, but it does hate me because I accuse you of doing evil. You go on. I'm not going to this festival because my time has not yet come. Look at that. Timing. He wasn't going to do things out of that. And on that note, let me talk to some leader listening to me, because sometimes we leaders, we are very notorious when it comes to timing. In 1 Chronicles 12 and 32, I will not read it. It talks about a group of guys called the children of Issachar, sons of Issachar. There were some defining qualities about them. Number one, they had a discernment of the time, understanding of the times. And then they knew what Israel ought to do. And so all of their brothers followed them. They were at their commandment. Listen, a lot of us leaders, a lot of leaders today have no sense of time, what is happening today. What is going on today? With all the COVID, they never learned from COVID. A lot of pastors are still waiting for the normal life to come. Let me announce, read my lips. Normal is gone forever. Normal won't work because after all, normal was not working for you. Never forget that. No understanding of the times. And because of that, they don't know what to do. I know preachers who have preached some ancient ways. I'm not saying the gospel doesn't change. The method changes. Today, people's attention span. People are busy. Come to ISI. I'll put the flyer there later for you. These are things we are teaching people to understand the times, then you know what to do. Jesus understood the times and realized that this is not the time for me to go there. In fact, it had to take incredible mother power for even him to do his first miracle at the wedding of Cana of Galilee. When the mother came and said, oh, they've run out of wine. I said, woman, what have I got to do with you? My time is not yet. But Mary showed woman power. Told the disciples, whatever he tells you to do, do it. Jesus was telling his siblings, you can't master time because you are driven by your emotions. Go there. Do yourself a life-managing favor. Let me tell you these facts. Number one, listen, you cannot do everything. Know your limitations. You can be something, but you cannot be everything. You can be anything, but you can't do everything. Number two, you cannot be everywhere. You cannot be everywhere. Sometimes, where I come from, I feel sorry for our political leaders. They have to be everywhere. Funerals, banquets, namings, everywhere. Almost omnipresent. Listen, you cannot please everybody. In fact, the people that you desperately try to please, they are the ones who end up disappointing you. I'm not saying you should be belligerent. I don't say you should be offish. But you can't please everybody. You cannot answer every phone call immediately. You cannot. You know how people will send you an email and before they hit send, they are calling you. Have you seen the email? Have you seen it? I don't spend my time online forever. There's a time I have to stop to brush my teeth. There's a time I have to shower. There's a time that I have to let the world go away. You cannot honor every invitation. Stop being guilty. Choose wisely. Use your time wisely. You are limited. It was William James who said, the art of being wise is to know what to overlook. The art of being wise is to know what to overlook. I hope I'm blessing somebody. So please remember, number one. What is number one? Schedule your priorities. Number two, know your limitations. And then number three, keep distractions to a minimum. Now note, I didn't say do away absolutely, because it is not possible. There are some distractions you don't ask for. They will find you. But keep them to the barest minimum. You and I may not be able to totally eliminate all distractions. But please do your best. Put systems around you. Have the mental fortitude to minimize them. Because let me tell you something. Sometimes a great weapon against your effectiveness to manage your life is a subtle weapon called distractions. It steals your time. Subtle. Let me put this thing there for you. If the enemy cannot pollute your dream, he will attempt to dilute it. Pollution is easy to see, but dilution is not easy. And all of them have the same effect. So if the enemy cannot rush on you, mess you up, use subtle pollution, dilution, like distraction to get you. Sometimes it's people. They will distract you. They will make bad decisions. They will do things, then they expect you to wipe the mess. Let me say something. You heard me say it. I beg you, hear me. If you have never heard me, hear it for the first time. If you heard me, pretend like you've never heard it. Never permit anybody's indiscipline to become your personal emergency. Never permit anybody's indiscipline to become your personal emergency. There are people, they are totally indisciplined. And after they keep messing, they want your life to stop. Come and clean. Stop it. People who don't value your time do not value your life. Never forget that. Let me give you one more. Then I am done for today. Remember the first one? Schedule your priorities. Bring order into your life. Schedule your priorities, my friends. This is a very practical thing for life. I know you pray. I know you go to church. You have a 18-pound King James Bible. I know you speak in tongues, capital letters and small letters. But I'm giving you life teachings. Schedule your priorities. Nobody has more time than the other. From the president of the greatest nation to the janitor in the least nation, all of us have 24 hours a day. No discrimination, no bias. How are you going to use it? Somebody can live up to 70, 80, and they have wasted time in their life. Somebody can be only 30, and what they have put into the 30 years is just amazing. It's scheduling your priorities, taking time serious. Number two, know your limitations. You cannot be everything. You cannot be God. You cannot be everywhere. You cannot do everything. Don't feel guilty because you said no. Oh, I like that. Don't feel guilty because you said no. Learn to say no without feeling guilty. Say it. When they press you, ask them, which part of no don't you understand? And by the way, no is a complete sentence. Keep distractions to a minimum. And the last one is learn to allocate your time. Remember, we have 24 hours in a day. What do you do with it? You and only you have control over the allocation of your time. If you don't wisely and properly allocate your time, things, people, situations, circumstances will help themselves to your time. So let me say this. When you wake up every morning, please don't start your day in neutral. I will explain it. Don't start your day at neutral. Like, oh, today is there anything that comes, I'll do. People will find things for you to do. Waste will find time for you to waste it. Don't have an agenda. Wake up and know that you're on a mission. You know why God gave you life? God gave you life to use it wisely, to make this world a better place, to make your life a better place. You can't just surrender your life from the time you open your eyes. Then your life, no. Have a plan. Have a schedule. Today it's very easy to have help, like calendars. I have a calendar. I wish I had brought mine. Right here. Let me show you something. Right here. With all our cell phones, we have organizers. This is a calendar up here. When you look at it, let's say for yesterday, it's here. You know, things are here that I have to do. It's all there. You log them in. Google calendars are there. Do that. Or have a schedule book. I have one like that. For my office, one in my study, I sync them so that I know how to do. There are organizers everywhere. They help you. You know, there are some of them, you have a to-do list. Today, before I sleep, I pray, I do everything. I write a to-do list for tomorrow. That is when God, if God gives me life, which I trust He will. Things to do. So I check them off. I check them off. I check them off. I check them off. You can't live your life in neutral. Like Sarah, whatever will happen. No, you can't do that. And on that note, also have a not to-do list, but that one, don't write it. Let it be mental. You cannot be a referee in everybody's fight. There are some things you shouldn't do. But don't write it down, don't tell, don't ask. Let it be in your head. As a pastor, I have a great not to-do list in my head. If I say it, I'll be in trouble. I'll offend people. So it's in my head. I'll smile and say yes, but no. It's as simple as that. I hope I've helped you today. Episode number 91. Manage your time and you manage your life. I've seen a lot of people, they live in regret because they mismanaged their time. Please listen. I have a final admonition for you in John 9:4. The capital from Galilee said it, New Living Translation. It says that we must quickly carry out the task assigned to us by the one who sent us. The night is coming when no one can work. The night of old age, the night of ill health, the night of inability to do things that we used to do is going to come on us. Don't waste time. Don't procrastinate. Don't delay. What you have today, you may not have tomorrow. The energy, the opportunities, the time. Before long, you are going to come to the end of a season. And the question I want to ask you before you get there is, what did you do with time? How did you manage your time? Maximize your time and you maximize your life. My name is Ofosu-Appiah, your ambassador of hope. You realize that this one, I didn't talk about the devil. I didn't talk about what was chasing you. I didn't talk about this or that or that. I'm talking about your life, improving your life, becoming the best version of yourself. After you've gone to the long, endless prayer meetings and fastings, come for some wisdom. Marry the two and you'll be a champion. I'm going to pray for you. But I want to remind you, ISI is coming up. ISI is coming up. July 19th to the 23rd. That's our flagship conference. Listen, pastor is for pastors, it's for leaders, it's for church workers, it's for businessmen, businesswomen, everybody. Please come. The things that this year, there's a segment on breakouts. There are some practical things. There are 4 things. 4 segments. Trust me, you wish you divided yourself into 4. It is going to be, I've got some of the best people coming out here to train us. I'm telling you, some of them, people always wonder how I'm able to get them. Let me tell you something. Your proximity to the blessed will bring you a blessing. Don't hide in your little cave. Don't hide in your little corner. Becoming great needs investment, and the greatest investment is to invest in yourself. And investing in yourself will cost you time. It will cost you money. We've just talked about that. Make time. Make time. Take it like your vacation, but go and improve on yourself. Pastor, please come. Take your church leaders. Let them come and see things here. Come into an atmosphere that will challenge you. I believe in having visiting speakers to come and help, but visiting speakers will never be able to grow your work for you. Your work will grow to your size. Come and let's help you. July 19th to the 23rd. On the Saturday, which is the 22nd, in the morning, we're going to have Youth on Fire. If I told you to speak, man, get your youth here. Then in the night, there will be a concert. Nathaniel Bassey and friends. Woo! It's going to be awesome. Then on Sunday, there will be a Thanksgiving service. Don't miss it. You don't want to miss it. It's going to be awesome. And then in a few weeks, I'm going to tell you about our new app. Or advanced life app. Today I saw the demonstration. Is amazing. Everything advanced life is going to be there on your app. You carry it with you. It's actually on Apple Store. You can go there and download it, but we are still working on it. Advanced life is there. It's on Google Play and it's amazing. I went there today, the demonstration, and I've seen people have already started downloading it. I've got about 60 something. So whoa. But it's beautiful, it's neat, it's clean, it's lit. But listen to me. Let's pray. Father, thank you for our friends tonight. Thank you for everybody that has listened to this teaching. Episode number 91. I pray that you take these words of mine and magnify it in the lives of your people. Let people maximize their time. Use their time wisely. And in that way, manage their lives effectively. I pray that people will not be failures. I pray that they will not be unsuccessful. I pray in the name of the Lord that they will not be successful failures in the area of time management. I ask, Lord, keep your people. Do them good. In Jesus' name. Amen and amen. Thank you. We love you. Listen, they put the giving platforms there. Listen, help us before we go. Help us before we go. Last week and this week, we got a lot of text, but sorry, I couldn't do that. But can you help us? I think the other time that I asked, let me be very frank with you. I know some of you are logging off. That's fine. But the last time we did, I went upstairs. I called our finance guy. He said, Daddy, only 2 people gave. I started laughing. It wasn't funny, but let's not be selfish. Every good thing deserves support. Let's do it. Let's take 2 minutes and do it. Then I'll say, when I tell you can go, please go. If you are doing Cash App, it's Advanced Life. 678-896-1772. Same number for Zelle. It's right there. If you want to do PayPal, it's Advanced Life. Please don't forget our logo, the concentric circles. That is a symbol of leadership. If you're in Africa, Accra, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Nigeria, whatever, it's +2 3324 8214 The name is Frank Ofosu-Appiah. Everything that comes in goes towards our Leadership Institute. I lead Institute of Leadership and Development. Please help us. Please help us. Thank you and have a good evening. I love you and there's nothing you can do about it. Bye-bye.